What do you do?
He works Tuesday.
How much does Ashton Jency continue to amaze you?
He is unbelievable. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I've been around some good ones, and time and career years change things, but that guy's unreal. The things he does.
The perspective you have from the box, kind of seeing the plays develop. I mean, some of the where it looks like there's that's going to be a 3 or 4 yard run. The next thing you know, he's running free down the sidelines. Like, just from your vantage point, what makes some of what he does so impressive?
Just they can't get him down. I mean, crazy combination of speed and power and ability to run after contact.
I know you kind of knew what you had, obviously, in him coming into the season, but as he continues to do this, how do you can you keep giving him more and keep doing more challenging to whether it be play calls or just what you're doing with him? How does what he's doing continue to allow you to kind of tinker with things?
I think there's probably a shelf life to it. We'll see how his body holds up. We're only 4 games in. He's had two games where he's had over 25 touches. If you look at his numbers last year, he averaged 22 touches a game. He had a couple that got up around 30, but we'll just have to see how it goes. I mean, I think you just got to be careful with shelf life. That's been my experience from other seasons with a lot of games in them.
He said that you went to him kind of early last week, and he said that you told him this might be one of those games where he's going to get 25 plus. How does that dialogue go? And why do you feel like it's important to kind of tell him early in the week?
Oh, I think he probably already knew, and but yeah, I think it's important for those guys to know that we're going to be leaning on them some weeks more than others. I think they just have to. I think Ashton does have that mindset for it, but I think just the amount of hits they're going to take, and just the mindset that we're going to need you to stay in. Some of these backs make a long run and they take themselves out for a couple plays, but I was basically saying stay in until J-Mo takes you out.
I mean, there were sometimes in third, fourth quarter when he had some of those runs where, and it's like, why would you pass at this point? Just keep giving it to him if it's working. How do you weigh that with the shelf life?
Come on now. We should just give it to him every play.
Well, I mean, I'm being sarcastic. I'm just saying.
I know you are. That's why I'm being sarcastic back. Come on. Don't ask me questions like that.
I guess, how do you weigh, when you said his shelf life, but when he's that successful, how hard is it to take him off the field?
It's hard. Depends on score, time and score.
We were talking to Spencer about Maddox, and his word was inconsistent.
That's your topic every week, Mike.
Well, as the quarterback guru, when you try to fix consistent, where do you start?
Fundamentals. Yeah, he was aiming it a few times. Those couple of those guys were so wide open. I think he was trying not to miss, and you can't play quarterback that way.
Spencer just told us Mason Randolph is out for the season. Just how big of a miss is that for you, and what do you like also Jason Steele and Zach Booms?
Yeah, I think that's a very misunderstood point, that not only is Ashton doing what he's doing, but he's doing it without two all-conference quality interior offensive linemen. I mean, those two guys are two of the best in the conference in what they do. And hats off to the guys who have taken their place, because they've done an admirable job, but not as good as the two guys that would be in there if they weren't hurt in the first 2 games. So Mason's a heck of a player. I mean, I thought 2 years ago he was one of the best linemen in the conference, and then he was a little bit banged up last year, didn't get to play as much, and he was set for a huge year this year, and same with Roger. So, the guys that are taking their place have really stepped up, and Coach D preaches next man up. They've done an admirable job. The nice thing is, because we're rotating centers, we're building depth as we go there, and one thing for certain, you're going to need them all, especially, now in college, you're up there playing 12, 13 games in a season. It's almost like an NFL season.
That's Spence about that. Like, obviously, it's probably ideal that you got the 5 out there the whole game together. Why is it working right now where you can rotate, Zach and Jason, and it's obviously going pretty well.
Yeah, well, Zach stepped up in a quick emergency at the end of the Georgia Southern game. And Jason was coming off injury there, so Jason's sort of been playing his way back into it, and it's gotten closer and closer to the point where I think it was 31 snaps to 30 last week, and it was pretty close the week before. So, we'll see how it goes. I mean, at every position, Mr. Prater, you play the best players, and sometimes there's competition that's closer at some positions than others.
What do you guys like about Jason there, though? I mean, clearly, with the way Zach played, you could have rolled with him, obviously, but what do you guys like about Jason there?
Jason's got a little more suddenness to him. Both are smart players. Zach has a little calm about him. Jason's a little more antsy out there, but I think he will lose some of that antsiness as he plays more.
With Matt Lauder, it was like your comparisons, Dirk, from how long you've been in this. When you see Matt Lauder out there playing, who's the guy that he reminds you of?
I don't have a great comparison for him. Most tight ends nowadays don't block, and Matt's really an outstanding blocker. He didn't have his best blocking day against Wazoo. He blocked tremendous against Georgia Southern and Oregon. I was giving him a hard time, a really hard time actually last week, because I told him, forget he's a pass catcher, and remember he's also a blocker. So, he had the big game 2 weeks ago, and he got a little banged up. Maybe he forgot that he was a blocker too, but he did look good running. That was his best game running after the catch, and those were two big plays.
How valuable are those kind of extra credit yards, if you will, and especially to get them from your tight end?
Well, yeah, I mean that's in the NFL. You have that, but a lot of those guys are just big wide receivers. So like I said, I go back to Matt, it's a 245 pound guy that. When he comes across and hits people, and he's got excellent feet. So not only is he a position blocker, but he can also move people. Especially the fact that we were missing the Trell Capels at wideout, so you need to get some explosive plays somewhere else. And we're still a work in progress behind Cam Camper and the Trell at wide receiver. Those other guys are working hard, and they all want more balls, of course, to show that they are that explosive guy. But right now, Matt's filling that role.
Yeah, Prince Strong's one of those guys. He has 3 catches through 4 games. How do you get him going a little bit? Spencer said he was open a few times and he didn't.
He was. He had 3 times in the first half where either the ball went somewhere else. He was just maybe number 2 in the progression, and it went to number 1. We missed him for a touchdown on that drive that we had to settle for the field goal. I mean, he ran a corner route. He was in the back corner, and Mad Dog looked at him, and that's when Mad Dog pulled it down and then fumbled it at the end of the run. But that should have been a touchdown for Prince. It's really similar. The players get frustrated, rightfully so. They know where they're at in the progression, and that I think both Prince and Austin Bolt are feeling the same frustration that Matt Lauder felt the first 2 weeks, because we missed Matt for a couple touchdowns the first couple weeks. Things are moving fast out there, and it's just we try to explain to them that it usually works out in the long run, and you just got to keep grinding. That's easier said than done, for sure.
How do you deal with that? I mean, you got a deep wide receiver room. You got a run-first offense. All these guys want these balls, and they probably come to you and say that. So with your experience, how do you kind of talk them off that ledge and say it's going to be all right?
Yeah, no, it's hard. I mean, the number one thing is it's a team game, and that was an excellent team win. And it's very hard in this day and age, because selfishness is everywhere, to realize that it's about the team winning the game, not about your individual stats. So that's the transfer portal is the perfect thing for that, because a guy can go catch 42 bubble screens and lose by 50 points, or he can come here and play in a. If we didn't have such dominant run blocking O linemen, and obviously a tradition of great running backs, maybe with the best one ever right now, I mean, that's our best chance to win. I mean, it'd be stupid for us to not play. Shoot, BJ wants us to give it to him every play. We won't ever recruit a wide receiver again.
Having Breezy back, and where he's factoring in RB2, I know he probably didn't have the game he wanted. I don't know if it was rushed. Just assessed having him back. And
Yep. Well, we need to have him back, and running backs are the position that gets nicked up more than any other. You got to remember, it's been a while since he's been out there. So, to have his first, he didn't really have any contact a whole lot all through fall camp. So to have your first live hits be against a defense like Washington State, it might take him a minute, but just put on the film from last year. He was a pretty good player, and he'll come back fast.
You said tight ends don't block anymore like they used to. Why is that? Is the game changing? Is it selfishness? What's the reason there?
Well, there's the spread offense. I mean, there's not a lot of run first teams left. There's Army, there's Navy, and there's Boise State.
Chase Henry, a guy who's kind of been slowed by injuries his first 2 years here, but with Luttrell out, he takes his chance. He has that big catch on third down. What can he bring to this offense?
Well, Chase is a very smart player, can play all three spots, and so with Luttrell out, he jumped in and primarily played in the slot for us. Chase is a tough player. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but Chase was in there mixing it up in the blocking. He's a good route runner. He's got good hands, and that was a nice play on that. That was a big third down that he made for us. So yeah, Chase is a versatile player that's going to help us.
Anything else? How close is Gage to being Cage? To being a big time left tackle?
I thought Cage played really outstanding on Saturday. He just doesn't make very many mistakes. He's so quiet, you don't even know he's there. But when you turn the film on, you're going, oh, 77, nice job. 77, that was a nice play. 77, good job. All of our O-linemen are playing so hard, but Cage is just he's gifted athletically. He's got the combination of size, intelligence, and athleticism that is probably going to help him a lot when he leaves here.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Dirk.